Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Big Fish Bucket List. Today I want to talk about the top 5 accessories that you need to enhance your fishing experience. The first accessory I want to talk about is a good pair of line cutters. The pair of line cutters that I like is actually made by a company called Line Cutters. This is the dual hybrid micro scissors. It won best of category in ICAST in the year 2020. It's got the mechanical operation there on the end. You press the 2 buttons and it's really sharp. It cuts through braid super easy. But eventually that piece is going to wear out over time and it's not going to cut that braid like it did when it was brand new. In that case, you just take your braid and you slide it through these ceramic inserts and it's going to cut that braid super cleanly. On the back side, it's also got a clip that you can clip onto your hat for easy storage. I also prefer to have mine on a retractable lanyard so that you can pull it out and use it when you need it, but then it'll stow away pretty easily as well. These retail for $17, so they're a pretty good deal. And yeah, these are a solid pair of line cutters, so go check them out. The next item I want to talk about are these dip and glow markers from Spike It. These things are great for adding scent and color to your baits. Now, if I'm at home, I actually like to use a different product. I'll dip my lures in JJ's Magic, or Spike It makes another really good type of paint. It's called Worm and Chunk paint. But if you're out on the water and you don't want to risk spilling that JJ's Magic all over your boat, or take the time to use the other Worm and Chunk paint, then the dip and glow markers are a really good option for you. They stow out of the way really easy. They're really quick and painless to just take them out and then add scent and color on the fly whenever you need to add a little something to your baits. Next up, I want to talk about having a good pair of fishing gloves. These are the half finger woolly fishing gloves by Fish Monkey. These things work really well when it's really cold outside. The wool fabric keeps your hands warm, and the fact that your fingers are free, it really makes it easy to cast a bait caster, to tie knots, to tie on new fishing lures, and so on. I think a lot of people overlook a good pair of fishing gloves when they get out there on the water, especially when I take guests out fishing. They don't think to bring fishing gloves. Sometimes it's cold outside and their hands are getting cold, so they'll shove them in their pockets and wait for them to get warm again before they start fishing again. Even though that these are half finger gloves, overall they keep my hands really warm even in the coldest of conditions outside. Occasionally I will have to warm up my fingers if it's really cold, but for the most part you can get away with it. But Fish Monkey makes a great variety of different types of gloves to fit whatever your needs are. You can see that these gloves have wore out a bit over time. It's probably time that I get some new ones. In the center here, you'll have a Fish Monkey logo, and that actually is textured. It adds a little bit of extra grip so that you can hold on to your fish better. Again, these ones have worn out over time, so I think it's time to get these ones replaced. But they're awesome. They keep your hands warm. You can still tie knots, tie on your lures, and get a good hold on your fish too. So make sure you invest in a good pair of fishing gloves. The next item I want to talk about is having a good pair of split ring pliers. This pair of pliers is made by Texas Tackle. It's a really good pair of pliers. I especially like how small it is because you can easily swap hooks on smaller lures. And for this example, I have a small Castmaster. It's super easy to swap out those hooks. The first thing to do is to take the pliers and open up the split rings. Once you get an opening started, you can actually slide in your new hook, and then you can just rotate the entire split ring. And the new hook will actually push out the old one so that you don't need to actually go through the process twice, meaning the process of removing the old hook and then the process of opening up the split rings again and adding the new one. You can just do both at the same time using this method. If you're just fun fishing, then the stock fishing hooks will get you by okay. But if you want to take your fishing to the next level, if you want to lose less fish, then you might want to make the investment of a good pair of split ring pliers and buying some upgraded hooks for your tackle. Last but certainly not least, I want to talk about the Plano Edge Flex tackle box. Plano Edge series is a great series of boxes. I've been upgrading most of my boxes to this series for a wide variety of reasons. First of all, you've got a clear case on top, so you don't need to really open up your tackle box to even see what's inside. You can just look right in to see if it has what you need. Secondly, inside each box comes this little device called the water wick. It basically soaks up moisture that's inside the tackle box to avoid any rust from forming on your lures. The box itself has a rubber seal around the outside to also prevent water from getting into the box. These boxes also have something called restrictor in it, which is just some material that's supposed to keep rust from forming on your lures. What I really like about the Flex box is you can basically build your own box. You can move everything around as needed. What I like to do is before each trip, if I know if I'm going to be trout fishing, well, walleye fishing, bass fishing, if there's a tournament and I know which lures for the most part I'm going to be using that day, I'll actually build a box based on that day of fishing so that I don't need to take out a ton of gear with me. I'm a kayak angler, so I like to keep stuff organized and I don't like to bring a lot of gear out on the boat with me. So the Plano Flex box allows me to keep everything organized, and especially if I was going out just for fun fishing, I would probably just take this single box, maybe a couple other boxes for terminal tackle, but I could get away with just this box of having a selection of hard lures and then having a section there for my plastic baits as well. So protect your investments. We spend a lot of money on our lures, so having a good box like this makes sure that they last a really long time. Thank you all for watching today's video. I hope you got something out of it. Do me a favor and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps me out. And until next time, we'll catch you later.